Here's a question. Do you remember what kind of hobbies you had when you were like 12 years old? For Samantha Larson, it was climbing mountains, like big, big mountains, Mount Kilimanjaro-sized mountains. She and her dad then set out to climb the 7 summits, which they did, by the time she turned 18. In 2007, she became the youngest person to accomplish that feat, a new world record at that time. One of those summits was Mount Everest. That's the centerpiece of a brand new exhibit at the Bowers Museum in Santa Ana. Samantha shared her experiences on Everest this past Sunday, but she joins us now. What a delight to meet you, Samantha. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
I literally want to just ask you about the headspace of a 12-year-old. You must have been quite a wonder. At 12, thinking about doing those things, and not only just thinking about it. I had all sorts of dreams at 12. I think I wanted to be a paleontologist. I think I wanted to be a police officer. Like, I bounced around. You actually did it with the help of your dad.
Yeah, it definitely started small. Kilimanjaro was my first of the 7 summits, and that kind of started from the excitement of my dad. He had just climbed Mount Whitney and wanted to combine his newfound love of peak bagging with his longstanding love of travel. And I asked if I could go with him, and that was really for me a huge trip that kind of exposed me to the world of mountaineering and made me really excited to keep doing more.
I imagine along the way, I mean, under the tutelage and the watchful eye of your dad, you probably got all the support you needed. But when you started sort of going out on your own, did you hear, you can't do that, you shouldn't be doing that? And did that ever get to you?
Yeah, I definitely the underdog a lot of the times. As a teenager, especially, I was a very shy, quiet kid. And I think being a young woman in the mountains, I felt like I had to earn my place on the team. But I think that feeling of being the underdog can also kind of be motivating. It really made me give the extra fire to want to prove that I belong to be there.
I can guarantee I'm never going to have this experience. So let me get into your mindset when you are summiting, when there's a lot of planning, we understand, and training that goes into this. But in those moments when it's just one foot in front of the other, very slow progression, what's going through your head?
Yeah, there's a lot that can go through your head in different moments. And there's definitely some moments setting out on summit day on Everest where I had some serious doubts about what I was doing there, whether I could make it. But it really just, on that day came down to putting one foot in front of the other, kind of recognizing the hard work that I'd put in to get to that point. And what an incredible opportunity it was to be on Mount Everest, to find myself in that position and to kind of want to give it my all to keep on going.
Can you explain the exhilaration of what it feels like to be at the top?
Yeah, being at the top is honestly a little confusing because it's, at that elevation, you don't have a lot of oxygen to breathe. You're incredibly tired. And I would say being at the top wasn't so much the high point for me, but it was really when we got back down to base camp. And that's kind of when it could all sink in.
Sure.
And it could kind of take in that sense of relief and just kind of feel that sense of possibility and kind of this newfound understanding of what I was capable of.
And you can exhale and literally physically exhale because, like you said, the lack of oxygen up at the top. I was thinking about it, and we spoke to a young African-American man who's one of the first to climb some of these summits as well, and I think of you at 12, and you're no longer the youngest, by the way. That must give you joy to see this opening up to be more inclusive so that you aren't an outlier on the mountain, that he isn't an outlier on the mountain.
Definitely, yeah. And in the time since I've climbed Everest, I think outdoor sports has become a lot more popular, and I think it's also become so much more inclusive. I see so many more women who are out in the mountains, which is really exciting to me. I see so many more leaders who are queer, Black, Indigenous, people of color from other historically marginalized groups who are connecting people and encouraging them to get into the mountains. And yeah, 2 expeditions that I'm really excited to watch this year are Full Circle Everest, which will be the first all-Black team on Everest. I think the current statistic is that of the more than 5,000 people who have now summited Everest, only 8 of them have been Black.
Wow.
And this is a team of 10 people. So that's a really huge deal. And I'm also excited to watch Lucy Westlake, who I just connected with on social media a few days ago, who I learned that she is trying to beat my currently standing record as the youngest American woman to have summited Everest. She's going there in probably just a couple of weeks,
I love it.
and she'll be 18, and she dreams of going on and finishing the rest of the 7 summits, as well as skiing to the North and South Pole to be the youngest to do the Explorers Grand Slam.
Look, y'all are otherworldly as far as I'm concerned. I have such respect and admiration for the adventure spirit in all of you. Thank you so much for sharing this. By the way, you get to be a part of this. The Bowers Museum has a very special Everest exhibit, and you had a chance to speak there on Sunday, which I know really moved you. Do check it out.
It's still available if people would like to check that out. You can get tickets through this Sunday to watch it online.
Ascent to Glory. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. We'll make sure to link to all of that on our website, foxla.com/links, if you want to find out more about the Bowers exhibit and also about Samantha's story. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Be well.